So we've talked a little bit about the distributive narrative. I'm going to show you really quickly an example of this. You may have heard of a project that we did for the launch of Halo 2, which was called I Love Bees. And the ARG basically played out for 16 weeks before Halo 2 came out. And how many people have played Halo? So you might remember from the original Halo that it was a first-person shooter in space, and there was the good guys and the evil alien covenant, and everyone died protecting the location of Earth. Well, Halo 2 starts up, and the alien covenant has landed on Earth. How did that happen?
Sentry 1290, you have a bogey in the corridor on the other side of that door. Proceed with caution.
Whoa, 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 whoa. She disappeared.
What do you mean disappeared?
I mean, she's gone. No trace. Wait,
there she is again. What? How the hell?
Oh, my God.
What?
She hid on the ceiling.
What the hell?
It all started in mid-July when a mysterious package was sent out, a jar of honey containing 9 letters that, when arranged properly, spelled out I love bees. But on July 16th, the day when a theatrical trailer for the upcoming Halo 2 was launched nationwide, the pieces fell into place. At the end of the trailer, a quick flash of ilovebees.com sent Xbox fans sprinting for their PCs. At first glance, the website appeared to be nothing more than an amateur beekeeper's website that had been hacked. But a closer look only resulted in more confusion. What exactly was going to happen when the counter reached 0? It's early in the morning on August 24th. ilovebees.com is just updated with a list of over 200 sites. They gave GPS, longitude and latitude, and now it's up to us to get to one of these sites to answer what is apparently going to be a payphone, give it a code word and a nickname, and all of a sudden that will unlock an axon. Once all these axons are activated online, it unlocks a hidden message. So far it's been WAV files with gibberish or background story, we think, for Halo 2.
Jen, I've got the path box.
So, part of it is just kind of fearlessly going out there and figuring out what's the best thing to organically tell your story. But getting out in the real world is where you can really get people showing passion and generate buzz. I'm going to show you a little bit of a global puzzle campaign.
This young woman behind the puzzle challenge.
You hired me to pull off a stunt that nobody else could possibly do. Time for me to vanish.
This led bloggers and players to the Vanishing Point website with a countdown to the game's launch, pointing to a specific GPS location in Las Vegas. Bill Gates even mentioned it in his opening address to CES. The mysterious Loki also happened to be in the audience. Arriving at the Bellagio at 6:30 p.m. on January 8th, 2007, audience members watched intently as the spectacular fountain show started. But it was mysteriously interrupted.
My name is Loki. My job is to find the smartest people on the planet. I have devised a series of intricate puzzles.
In the following weeks, players found cryptic clues written in the skies and projected on world-famous landmarks. Encoded in a unique fireworks spectacular on Seattle's Lake Union. Online communities developed to work together to solve the puzzles. This created an enormous global media and consumer buzz surrounding the game.
Communities for alternate reality games typically organically form wherever the community is. We don't want to tell people, to stop using their social network and start using ours. We want them to share this experience with people that they're already sharing things with. And ultimately, this led to an open source resistance in present day, because obviously if this is the vision of the future, we need to organize now and need to make sure that it's not going to happen. So there was an open source resistance that was community driven, that was started, and that led to the very first LA resistance meeting in which people got to essentially be written into the movie. They were told to meet under another mural that we had painted in downtown LA, meet under the pig, and follow the gun. A van pulls up and hands them resistance kits, and in some of them there's a phone, which they're told to keep with them at all time and keep charged. And this is what happened.
not simply a loose association of thematic elements and handsome liner notes. Year Zero is an idea made form through a multitude of medias. In 2007, an unsettling and fractured snapshot of a dystopian future began to seep into our own, manifesting as dozens of websites detailing the bleak existence of the denizens of Year Zero, a world and time ravaged by war and global warming, haunted by the myth of civil liberty and individual freedoms, an immersive and interactive experience engaging players to build upon their involvement and create a community, starting with a t-shirt. The hidden message opened the door, and participants flooded in, discovering and sharing the shattered glimpses of the future as they were found. So when at concerts in Lisbon, Barcelona, and Manchester, USB drives were discovered containing leaks of songs from the new album, the global community stepped forward to unearth URLs hidden in the files and decipher images and phone numbers encoded in static through spectrograph analysis. Upon release, the CD itself acted as a gateway, both for the casual participant.
Citizens, by calling this number, you and your family are implicitly pleading guilty to the consumption of anti-American media.
And the dedicated. Players began to step beyond information gathering and started to act, both in the real world and through the expression of original art. Some of the best pieces appeared in the Village Voice, LA Weekly, and other magazines and newspapers across the country. Finally, a select few were recruited to attend the first resistance meeting in LA.
You allowed yourselves to be hustled onto a van. You let us take away any way of communicating with the outside world that you had. If this was Nazi Germany, I would walk out that door laughing, while the nylon bead would start hissing out of the vents.
The players had engaged and interacted